Cool. I just started the recording, so
Oh, perfect.
all right. If you we can go ahead and get it
Yeah,
started. If people roll
yeah,
in,
I'll
no big
jump
deal,
in.
and we'll post the recording and get the link up there and everything for them. So
Perfect. Um, so guys, can you flip it to me? I don't even know how to do that, Dan.
yeah, you're the one talking right now. You're good.
Oh, okay. I can never tell. Okay. So guys, I just want to give a quick introduction. So this is Dan. Dan is a gym owner over in Holt, who I've become really good friends with. And he introduced me to a company called ID Life a little over a month ago. And essentially what ID Life is a vitamin and supplement company, but they are very different than anything that I've ever seen before because they are based on real science and based on individualizing what they're doing. So you actually take a very in-depth health and health history and lifestyle assessment. And you can also take a DNA test, which is super cool. I've done it. I know Dan's done it. And
Yep.
Rick has done it as well. And you can learn so much more about your body and what your body really needs, because obviously myself and Dan and you, Sue, and you, Colleen, we're all very different people. So we need different things. And I've never been a big supplement person at the gym. You guys see, we don't use, a lot of stuff. You don't see us taking pills or whatever, because I've never found anything that I like loved or felt like really helped me, because I didn't know what I needed. And I'm like, I'm not just going to take a bunch of random stuff. So we found this. I took the assessment. It taught me a few things about myself that I didn't realize in my lifestyle. And I've also taken the DNA test, which I'm super excited about, because that can tell you some things about like what workouts work best for your body and what things you're more susceptible to as you get older and as you age, and what diseases maybe could be a little bit more predominant in your DNA makeup. So I've been using the vitamins, the ID nutrition for myself for almost a month now and feel great. I have more energy. You guys know I work a crazy schedule. And it's made a big difference for me. So I just wanted to bring these guys on. They are even farther into it than I am. And so to give you guys some more information. And at the end, we are going to post a link in here that will actually have you guys set up a time to come and sit down with me so I can walk you through that health assessment that I was talking about, and we can answer some of those questions. And even if you're like, I don't know if I need vitamins, like I already take mine or I don't take any and I'm cool. I would really love for you guys to sit down with me anyway, because one of the things that I love about the assessment is it will teach myself and you guys more about your current health and your current lifestyle that we didn't already know. So it's going to ask some questions that we already don't know. And I would love to get you guys to know you guys better and help your wellness in that way. So anyway, I'm going to throw it over to Dan and to Rick and let them kind of jump in and tell you more about this, because I think it's really cool. So
Sweet.
throwing it to you, Dan.
Cool. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, like Bree said, guys, my name's Dan, and then Rick is on here. He's actually my business partner with the gym also. But I've known Rick. He's been one of my great friends for, man, what, going on 8 years probably now, or 7, whatever. It doesn't matter. For a long time. I'm not very old, so for like at least a third of my life, a little bit less than that for his, but or a little more than that for his, I guess. But yeah, guys. So, like she said, I'm Dan. I own a gym down here in the south side of Lansing. Technically, it's in Holt. So I'm not far from you guys at all. Rick's out in Brighton, the Brighton area, or a little further than that, I guess. New Hudson, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So out there in New Hudson, so he's about an hour and 15 from me. But I'm super pumped to get to talk to you guys about this stuff because, like Bree said, she's never really been into supplements. Like I'm kind of the opposite. Like I've always been into supplements. Like literally since I was probably 14 or 15 years old, I walked into GNC and got sold something that I probably should never have taken in the first place. And ever since then, I've just been taking supplements because that's what you're supposed to do, I guess. But now, like about 6 years ago, we got introduced to a company that I was using for a long time, for the last 6 years. And through Rick, actually, it was something that I loved, and I really genuinely used the products, and they were great. And then we started using Prestige Labs in January, and it was pretty good. Worked well for us. And then Rick actually brought this company to my attention. Probably almost 2 months ago now, right?
Yep.
So it's been about 2 months. I've been on my ID nutrition, so my vitamins, for a little bit over a month. I'm actually on my second box now. And I love this. I love the products. Like I've switched over to using entirely ID Life, and absolutely nothing else. Which for the first time ever, I'm using 100% one company instead of other stuff, which is big if you know me. I'm pretty sure Rick's in the same boat as I am there. But what I wanted to do, guys, is just kind of chat a little bit about the products. Rick's going to jump into the DNA assessment and health assessment and tell you a little bit about that stuff. We're going to touch on the business of this real fast, and then we're going to open it up for questions at the end. So Suzanne and what you said was Stappy, right? What's her name?
Colleen.
Colleen. Cool. So guys, thank you two for being on live. Everybody who's watching this on the replay, like it's nice to virtually meet you. But guys, so we're going to go from left to right here on the screen. Just really quick touch on the products. So it was a vegan shake and a regular old ID Life shake. Both of those are protein shakes. The vegan shake is vegan. Everything is non-GMO, soy-free, gluten-free. Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe almost everything is dairy-free except for the protein. And like basically, guys, all these products are very, very clean. And that's one thing that I really like about this. Previous companies that I've used and previous supplements that I've used have been full of like the colored dyes and sucralose and sugars even. And now none of this stuff has any of that. Everything is sweetened with stevia. Flavor is awesome, and it gives you great like body feeling, energy, depending on what it is that you're taking. Right below those, you see the DNA kit. And above that, you see the sleep strips. The sleep strips are great to help you recover if you guys just had a killer workout. I use them every night to help me fall asleep and stay asleep. So I'm actually getting into REM sleep, deeper sleep, longer sleep, which is great for somebody who's on the go all the time, like myself and Bree and Rick I know all three of us are kind of go training people. We have a kids multivitamin. It's like a chewable vitamin that they can take. You've got the Slim Plus, which is excellent for appetite suppression. Lean, which basically is going to help your body to synthesize protein and utilize what it is you're bringing into your body a little bit better. ID Nutrition. Now, that's the stuff that I'm going to let Rick really touch on that. But what I really like about the ID Nutrition, guys, is it's personalized. So, like, you're not just going to go and talk to Bree and she's going to be like, all right, buy this and this and this, and that's what you need. Like, you're going to take an assessment, and it's going to give you your vitamins based on your assessment or on your DNA, which we're the only company that does that, guys. So that's really, really awesome. And it's going to kind of give you a competitive advantage, like if you're training or if you just want to feel good again. This is really going to help you to bridge the gaps that you're missing in your nutrition right now. To the right of that, we have Hydrate. What that does is basically is going to get more water into your cells, so you're going to feel more hydrated, less fatigued, more like mental clarity. There's so many benefits to being hydrated. And that's going to help you drink, not help you drink more water. It's going to help you be better hydrated. Then you have
side note on that, as someone who struggles with water,
yeah,
I've been using Hydrate so much, and I feel so much better. I put it in the water that I am able to get down, and I feel so much better. It's
Good.
Insane.
Good. We also have the pre and the post workout. So I actually have been waiting on mine to get here. But Rick, I'm sure we'll talk about that because I know he loves it. He feels like he's 20 again and he's taking this stuff. So those two things I know Rick loves. So I'll put that out there and let Rick tell you about that. And then we've got energy, and the energy product, guys, is incredible. It's going to help you with mental focus. You're going to have just better energy throughout the day. And it is time released as well. So you will not just be like huge rush of energy and then a hard crash 2 hours later. Like, it's going to give you enough energy to get you, most of you guys, through the day, unless you're just pounding cups of coffee on a daily basis. I can't see if I'm missing anything because it's off to the side there. And then there's the skincare line, which I, to be honest with you, don't know much about. Rick might know a little more than I do about that, but I don't really know a whole lot about that one, just to be real. So guys, like, the cool thing with this is everything is customized for each individual. It's going to give you everything that you need and nothing that you don't. So you're able to cut all the stuff that you don't need to take, so you don't have to go into the store and just buy aimless products that you don't know why you're taking them. This is going to roadmap your optimal health with a DNA kit, which Rick's going to talk about in a second. And then the vitamins come in convenient day and night strips. So for me, like, I've got both of my boxes in my bathroom by my toothbrush. So in the morning, like, I know first thing that I'm going to do is when I wake up, I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to take my AM strips. When I go to bed, it's really supposed to be after dinner, but for me, it usually ends up being when I go to bed, I take my ID Nutrition for the nighttime. And I never miss my products, which is huge, because with previous companies and previous supplements that I've used, like, I sometimes can't remember if I took them. And so with this one, like, everything's numbered. It tells you exactly what to do. Like, it's very, very simple to walk through this stuff. the biggest difference, guys, between us and any other supplement company out there is everything is science and evidence based. So I know on the DNA test and the assessment, like after you're done taking your assessment, it's actually going to give you every single product and tell you why it's on there and list the scientific studies and the clinical studies that have been done on that individual product and tell you why it's recommended based on your answer for the assessment. No one else does that. It takes all the guesswork out of the decision, so you don't have to sit there and look at which vitamin pack is best. It's like walking into a GNC and having a vitamin pack with your name on it. So it's like walking in and it says Suzanne Peterson, and you would say, I want to get the Suzanne Peterson pack. Like, you can do that now. And then it's all super high quality, very pure ingredients. Like, you're not going to find any nonsense. Like, you saw all the non-GMO, no soy, very little bit of dairy, just in the protein, I believe, and I forget what the other one was. And then you get to take the assessment completely free with no obligation to buy any product at all, and just see where you are. And if you see stuff and you're like, hey man, I really want to adjust this or attack this blood pressure issue, then we can remove everything else except for the blood pressure things that are going to help with that. And it's going to allow you to be attacking the things that are the biggest issues. So like, I've got a friend out here, actually a client out here is a friend also, but who is type 2 diabetic right now, and everything that he's taking right now is only to go after that. He cut everything else out because he's got a very limited budget, and he's going after just the things that attack his type 2 diabetes and will help him with that. So that's the really cool thing that I like about this, is it gives me as a trainer the ability to go in and to talk to each individual client and give them what they need. I've never had that available to me before, so I think that's pretty cool. Rick, I'm going to go ahead and toss this over to you. Guys, real quick, Rick is my business partner at the gym. Like I said, he's a really good friend of mine. I've known him for quite a while now. And he's a former professional hockey player. Former professional hockey player. He's old. He's an old man. We'll talk about that, I'm sure. He's an awesome guy. So Rick, if you want to go ahead and, talk a little bit about yourself and, go over what it is the DNA does and why that's important.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. And of course, thanks Bree for having us on here, and welcome, everybody that's taking time out of their day to, whether you're watching this now or on the replay, on the recording. Excited to be here, excited to share with you ID Life and what it's done for me. And Dan keeps making these little notes of me being old, and so I'm 41 this month. Yeah, I'm starting to get up there a little bit, but the cool thing is we've got a little guy that we're expecting now September 25th, so it's going to be our first child, which we're super excited about. But and that all plays into this, right? Our health and wellness. And, if we don't have our health, then we really don't have anything. And so that's where it starts with. And for me, turning 41 this month, got my first, baby boy on the way, keeping my health in check is really the reason why, I'm so passionate about sharing this opportunity with others. And what Dan was talking about and what Bree was also talking about, I just want to go backwards just for a second, because there's some key points here that I really want you to understand about this company and why we truly are different in the marketplace. The health assessment that you get to do for free, in my opinion, you should have to get charged for that. Because here's the thing, there's been a lot of money, time, effort, years of study, clinical studies, peer-reviewed studies to come up with the algorithm specific to the health assessment when you do answer those questions of the proper nutrition specific for you. So here's the thing, you're unique, and so your nutrition should be too. And at the end of the day, the health assessment is backed by over 11,000 clinical peer-reviewed studies. And so that's super important. The second part of that is there's over 5,000 algorithms based on how you answer the questions in that health assessment that will dictate your ID nutrition. And so like Dan was talking about, your nutrition literally comes with your name on it. And I think, one of the things that I got super excited about was, I really didn't know, out of the things that I was taking in the past, what was working, what wasn't. Sure, there could be some products where I was like, that did work, but am I wasting my money taking this other product because I don't know if it's working for me? And now we truly have those answers for you. So again, for us being in the north, it's going to be a little bit different based on your vitamin D3 cofactors, things like that, to where we get to do a reassessment in the wintertime to help bring up those values so that we're getting the proper nutrition in through the wintertime as well. So again, We're at the forefront. We've definitely revolutionized the industry. We're the only company in the world that's doing what ID Life is with that health assessment and the DNA. So first and foremost, I would definitely encourage anybody to get with Bree, get on that health assessment, do that, and then see exactly the nutrition that you need. Because quite honestly, you could be taking something and saying, hey, I'm good with what I'm taking, but at the end of the day, you could be also just wasting your money. So the other cool part to this, as Dan mentioned, me going over the DNA, it's pretty simple. You get this DNA kit that comes in when you order it. It's based on cells. So what happens is you take some swabs from your cheek, and then obviously you're going to send that back to molecular labs. And again, just understand that the health assessment, the DNA, it's all HIPAA compliant. So your information is not going to be shared with any third-party companies. It's safe and protected, and you don't need to worry about that. We're different than any other type of company out there that does DNA testing from that perspective. And all that to be said, it's bigger than just a nutrition genetic roadmap for your body. It's also for fitness. So Bree was mentioned about that earlier. I found some things out about myself that I actually just started to incorporate based on my genetic makeup, that my body will respond better to certain types of workouts. So, I've made some changes already, because now I truly have a blueprint, a roadmap to my genetic makeup, which will help all of you, specific to what your goals are. Maybe you've been struggling with weight loss. Maybe you've been struggling putting muscle on. Maybe it's been a struggle to maintain. Maybe you're slower for recovery response in your body. And so all of these things we can help triage with the DNA, because again, it's going to give you a lot more markers than just than maybe what you're thinking of, because there's about 46 pages that come back to you based on the genetic profile of that test. And one, I'm just going to point out here, because of course I'm not going to go over all 46 pages of this, but you guys would be bored to death. But the one thing that I've always wondered about, if I did have it, it's called DOMS. And so it's a delayed onset of muscle soreness. And go figure, when I did my genetic testing, my results came back that I'm slow to recover, and I do get DOMS. And so interesting, I mean, I'm in the industry, as far as health and wellness, personal trainer, own gyms, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, this specific gene allowed me to understand what I need to do for my body. Because now that I got my thyroid figured out, my nutrition figured out, now there's things specific to certain products. And Dan mentioned, I love the pre-workout and post-workout. These are my go-to. And ladies, don't think that you're going to, look huge getting on these products. This is also for females as well. And what I can tell you is the makeup and the pre and post workout are helping with my recovery process. I'm able to go longer. I'm actually doing more workouts right now than I was doing before, and I'm recovering quicker. So just to understand, like in this pre-workout, for instance, you've got vitamins and minerals, of course, that you're going to, it's going to basically transfer out of your body when you're working out. You've also got things to help with inflammation. You've got things to help with being able, like arginine, which will help you go longer. There's also all your vital branched chain amino acids, plus it's got potassium and sodium, which is your electrolyte. So this product here is the bomb, along with that post-workout. And again, the cool thing is when you do the DNA assessment, then you can start looking at certain products too to incorporate based on your DNA discoveries.
My bad.
Yeah, and so with looking at the next pages here again, it'll go into a host of other things, that obviously we don't have the time to go over, but it's going to share, just like you see, kind of a sample page of what that looks like. And inflammation, some of the vitamins that the markers that they're testing for based on your genetic profile, vitamin D levels, E, B12, folate. A lot of that has to do with energy, and also has to do with attitude and how you feel. People fighting depression, all these type of things. And so if you have a deficiency, obviously all of those are going to play into that. And just imagine if you know, just like you're looking at the, you know, gas tank being, you know, empty on red or full on green. You know, that's how we want to have you feel every day. And obviously we're able to do that for you with completing that separate from the health assessment, with also incorporating the DNA.
Yeah, for sure. The one thing that I'll say I thought was really cool, if I can real quick, was that when I got my results back from my DNA and I entered in my DNA to my assessment, it did make a difference, actually. Like, I wasn't sure how much of a difference it would make, and like I didn't realize how low I was on vitamin E, how deficient I was with, I think it was vitamin A as well. And just adding those two things, well, there's a few others, but those two things to my ID nutrition made a huge difference in the way I was feeling, my mental clarity. Like, I'm not as testy, I'll call it, like, or irritable. Let's say that I'm not as irritable as I was. So like it really just mentally, it's crazy how the difference that it makes having the correct nutrition in your body. So I didn't mean to jack that section, Rick, but I had to add that in.
No, that's great.
Cool. Let me go to the next page.
Yep. Cool. So we're going to kind of land the plane here for you guys tonight. Obviously looking at ID Life for the first time. The ways to engage with our company is we've got basically 4 different ways that I'm going to share with you here. And the first would be just simply a retail customer. So, you know, obviously speaking with Bree, you do the health assessment and you want to move forward on your own personalized ID nutrition and maybe some other products. Of course, she can order those products in for you, or, you know, she can order them directly through her website for you, and you pay full retail. Obviously, if people can get a discount, most people won't do the retail option. So the second way to engage would be what's called a preferred customer. And a preferred customer gets 10% off on their product. If you make a minimum of $100 or more order, you will get free shipping. So essentially, it's like having 20% off because of what the shipping charges are. So from that perspective, a great way, second way to engage, you will set up scheduled shipping, and you can literally specify the date of when you want that product to be shipped to you. The third way is what's called an associate. So what you're seeing on the screen right there is what's really cool about this level is it's like, the best way to describe this is like dating ID Life. And so at the $199 level, what you're going to get is a month's worth of your own ID nutrition for free. So what you also get is some of the energy that you see there. You're going to get sleep strips. You're going to get some other sample packs. You've got your Hydrate. You've got Slim Plus. So obviously with the products that you're getting there, there's high value in that. Just alone on the ID nutrition, getting that for a month's worth free. Now, understand that you're going to also have a 30% discount for life on that. We don't have any monthly renewals or annual renewals, anything like that. So you just basically get to enjoy the benefits of 30% off. Now, you do have a one-time ability to have 40% off on anything additional that you want to add in on that first order. And so if you wanted to do one of our workout stacks or a weight loss stack, something like that, you would actually get 40% off on that product. And then what would happen is you'll get 30% off after that for the rest of your life. The next way to engage would be at the $299 level. And so really the only difference between the $199 and the $299 is that you get your DNA, the DNA kit. So same thing, you get a month's worth of your ID nutrition for free, the energy, the sleep, the Hydrate, the Slim Plus, of course, some other sample packs. And, just on this alone, guys, that value in itself comes out to be $490. So just understand that the DNA kit, this guy here, that is actually that retails alone for $250. So there's high value in this. You're going to get a 30% discount, and the same thing if you choose to make anything additional as far as adding that into your cart on this initial order, you'll get 40% off, and then it goes back to 30%. And I will share that for the compensation plan and ID Life, as when you become an associate, we have people who simply want to enjoy the benefits of the discount, but then you have people like myself, like Dan, like Bree, we're building a business with this. And so if you're somebody who's interested in earning a part-time income with this, obviously this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a go-to-work program just like anything else out there. There truly is a high value and an opportunity here that I haven't seen before. And so we're at the ground floor of something that the company's been around for 5 years. It's worked out all the kinks. And, again, we're the only company in the world that's merging health assessment medicine with nutrition and, of course, DNA. So if you're somebody who's interested in that, that would be a separate conversation. And we want to be respectful for everybody that's looking at this for the same time or right now at this time, that we can go over those details at a later date and schedule a time to go over those specific details with you based on the compensation plan. So cool. We want to thank you for your time because we know, one of the biggest things is time is our biggest commodity. We can never get time back. So we appreciate you getting on here tonight. We look forward to working with you. And last thing I'll say is the next steps for you at this point is to definitely engage with Bree, set up a time to get with her, get that health assessment done, and then she can start help leading you down that path with your fitness, nutrition, and get you going in the right direction. So
yeah, so Bree has a link for a website that you guys are going to go to, and you just put your information in there. I mean, she already has her information, but you just have to put your name in, and then schedule a time for you to sit down with Bree, and Bree's going to talk to each one of you guys individually. Whether you think you're going to try something out or not, sit down with Bree and have the chance to take the free health assessment, because you might learn something about yourself that you never thought you would just from the assessment alone. So I would definitely encourage you guys to do that. So we have about 7 minutes until this meeting closes itself, because apparently it didn't upgrade earlier when I thought I did. If anybody has any questions, or Bree, if you wanted to add anything, I'll hang out for a few minutes, and if not, then we can all take off. But just wanted to give you guys a chance to ask any questions that you might have.
I'll actually throw something out there quick, Dan. One of the girls from the gym couldn't be on here, and she wanted me to ask, and it was one I didn't know. Does the DNA test address your hormone levels at all, in terms of where you're at hormone-wise for women? Is that anything that comes out in your DNA reading, or no? Is that something you guys know?
Rick, do you know that answer? I don't know the answer to that question, to be honest with you.
So some of the questions specific in the health assessment will address the nutrition specific to females. That does come up specific to hormones in the assessment. Okay. The DNA that doesn't show in there. It will definitely be just with the health assessment.
With the assessment, so that's cool. They can get that information through the assessment without the DNA test. Okay. Absolutely. Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's see.
Yeah, Bree, if you have any other questions that people have asked you that maybe we've already fleshed out, but you might want to add, just because we're going to post this recording. So if you have anything else, we got 5 minutes if you want to just kind of toss questions out.
So the next one I know someone had a question about was in terms of medication interactions. I know there's some people who are on certain supplements or vitamins because their doctors recommended it. Is there anywhere that they can make sure that they're not going to get prescribed anything from ID Life that's going to interact with their meds they're on?
Yeah. I'll let Rick answer this one because I know this one gets him all fired up. He loves this. So.
Yeah, no, I'm actually on, so I've got hypothyroidism. So I'm on medications. And here's the thing that I didn't mention earlier, and I'm glad you brought this up. There's what's called chronobiology. And so it's super important. And for reasons of people having to take medications, the health assessment will see that, okay, for instance, Rick has hypothyroidism. It's going to ask what type of medication I'm on, and then it's going to then space out my nutrition. So knowing that there'll be interactions if I were to take certain nutrients in the morning with my medication, they put everything in the evening for me so it doesn't have an adverse effect to what I'm taking. So that's really cool. And you can put in, that's all in the health assessment too. So anything that you put in, it will give you an opportunity based on medications that you're on, anything additional that you want to include in there through the medication spot on that health assessment. you can put that in there, and then that will automatically already register and then make sure that your chronobiology isn't being messed up.
Perfect. And then I think the last one that I had heard from someone was for the Slim Plus and the Hydrate and such. Now, everything that I've looked at is sweetened only with stevia. Is that correct? Is there any artificial sweeteners, sucralose, etc., in any of these?
Nope. Yeah, no sucralose, no coloring, no artificial anything. It's all stevia based.
Awesome. Yep. And that was one of the things for those of you listening that I was super pumped about, because it's hard to find that balance of finding something, one, that doesn't taste disgusting, so you actually want to take it, but also that either isn't going to add so much sugar into your diet that you're, who cares that you didn't eat a carb at dinner, you just drank enough carbs, or you're drinking sucralose, which is going to mess with the way that your brain functions in terms of how much sugar it actually thinks it's taking in. So I really do love that about these ones, and that all of them across the board are like that. So, and I know we have a couple of vegans at the gym though as well. And I know I don't know if you guys non-vegan humans have tried vegan protein shakes, but they suck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like drinking dirt.
Yeah.
And I've tried this one, and it's pretty legit. So I have a couple vegans at the gym that I've actually passed them out to, because I'm like, otherwise it gets a little bit rough.
You got to try this. It's really good.
Yeah. It actually tastes like food, like weird.
Right. It doesn't taste like grass, which is nice. Right.
Let's see. Sue or Colleen, or we got Sue or Misty. Either of you guys have anything? If you do, holler out.
Misty, thanks for jumping on really early.
Sorry, I was late.
No,
Misty was super pumped and then was late. It's perfect. I love it. But yeah, so you two, I'm gonna post a link in the Facebook group that so you can pick a time that works for you, probably before or after what class you normally come to. So we can sit down, we'll go through that assessment together, and then we can kind of talk about some of the different things that it may have suggested for you, and it'll just help us kind of learn a little bit more about you and your health, which I think will be super beneficial for anyone. So
yep.
Misty, Sue, do that. The rest of you listening to this, hopefully post whatever, grab that link that's in the Facebook group and get a time to meet with me.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bree.
Uploads to my computer, Bree, I'll put it onto YouTube, and I'll send you the link so you can post it in your group.
Perfect. Sounds
cool,
good.
Guys. Thank you. Thanks, Rick, for hopping on. Bree, thanks for having us. And we'll talk soon, guys. Have an awesome day.
You too. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.